Yes, you're welcome back to the blog on Cool TV, and we're going to go right into our second story of the day.
Second story, when I think of you, I shout. Second story, when I think of you.
Think of who?
Of who? God?
Of second story.
That was
When she
a love song for second.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Oh, God.
Okay, what the Foxx say? What does the Foxx say? Very interesting.
I'm sure that thing is sounding so.
It's a song, actually. What the fuck say? You all didn't know that.
Just it's no Fox. That's Fox. Proceed.
On Tuesday, we talked about Jamie Foxx's performance at the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. Mayweather-Pacquiao. We actually thought the story would just slip and slide into the abyss where all bad performances go to die. But Jamie just had to explain the awkward incident during an interview on the Ellen show. Like it wasn't awkward enough already. So now get this. He blamed his earpiece. Yes, his earpiece. He actually blamed it. He said, my inner ears came out and I'm singing with an organ, so I can't hear what the organ is doing with the big crowd.
What?
Okay. Like that was not bad enough. He also blamed the telecast, saying the performance sounded fine in the arena, but not as good over the airwaves. You know, don't take our word for it. Hear it from Jamie Foxx himself. Let's play the interview, and this is what Mr. Foxx had to say.
Were you rooting for somebody in that fight who said...
I was rooting for Money May. I've always been a Floyd Mayweather fan, and so I was, you know, yeah, because I like Floyd. I like Floyd. Yeah. And it was great, and got a chance to. Now I sung the national anthem. Now some people were a little upset by how it went down, but here's the thing. First of all, anytime a black person sings the national anthem, you know we gotta. Oh, say can you? That's just you know. But what did happen in the ring? My ears came out. My inner ears.
Yeah, tell people what that means. I mean, it sounds like your ears...
man, listen, Jamie Foxx's ears came out. No, my inner ears were out, and I'm singing with an organ, so I can't hear what the organ is doing with the big crowd. So some of it was a little off, but I think they were a little in the arena. It killed.
Yeah.
The telecast, it was a little off. So you know, but we still love America.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, thank you, Jamie, for that rather lengthy explanation. And just to remind us that, you know, he still got it. He gave a performance of his new single called Babies in Love. But we'll play that, you know, right after we finish talking about this story, just so you can see that, you know, Mr. Jamie Foxx can still sing and all. So let's go right into the question. Do you believe Jamie's story about technical issues, or should he simply take responsibility for his interesting performance?
It's possible he had those technical issues. You know, we can sit down and judge certain things, but we don't know how things played out. I remember we had an artist perform a certain time, and the background was dry, and he was kind of straining his voice, and he explained something. He said he needed, was it a bed? You were there that day. I think it was T-Jan we had. And we're talking about playing something at the back just so he balances his voice because it was straining. I don't know how musicians
no, he didn't have any backup vocals. It was just the beat, so he was singing all through and everything.
So things like this occur, but because we don't sing and we don't understand how these things work, we can easily blame him.
You don't sing?
Okay.
I know you are an
professional.
superstar.
Well, I was until the haters.
Why would you let the haters get you down?
Exactly.
Well, Titilayo, I do sing, and I will say, I get where Jamie's coming from as far as technicalities go, but it's only so much you can blame on technicalities. If you just simply did a horrible job, you just simply did a horrible job. My verdict is that Jamie Foxx did not prepare enough. He didn't rehearse enough. I mean, he should have been in that ring practicing over and over. Yeah, when people come in, the dynamics might change or whatever, but you keep practicing over and over. This is a big moment. Like, this was a huge fight of the century, they call it. And you go there and you just butcher the national anthem. And he did do too much with the song.
I was going to
He
say,
did way too much
who
with
is he
the
going
song.
to blame for that?
Who's he going to blame with that?
Nobody's even saying whether he went off key or didn't go off key.
Exactly.
The fact is he was doing way too much.
So who is responsible for that one?
He
Was it the
couldn't hear the
microphone?
organ, so
That's why I said hallelujah.
So he decided to
the organ.
And why even take...
He was trying to be the organ.
Now that is your international superstar, you know.
Why even take the Star Spangled Banner to church? I mean, the whole organ, clearly he wanted a church version.
But it sounded like a church.
Yeah, exactly. But also, but you know, the national anthem is like a prayer. America used to be a very Christian nation before, so maybe he was trying to bring that in. But talking about the fact that this is saying that, oh, it was the arena, he's not. That's a very popular place. The venue is popular. Many musicians have, you know, performed there. So they have never complained. Then when he makes a mistake, he says then, oh, then the telecast had a problem. But other people did not have problems with the telecast. Just man up and take responsibility.
The earpiece was digging too much. He said, yeah, I'm sure.
The excuses were too many.
And then the organ.
I
Oh my
blame
gosh,
racism.
the organ.
Racism. Wow.
If this was something to pull the black nation down.
Okay, Malcolm X. But you see, when Aretha Franklin butchered, well, according to her, when Aretha sang the national anthem at the Obama inauguration the first time, she killed, well, she tried, considering it's Aretha Franklin. But she came out and said she wasn't at her best. I wish she hadn't explained at all, because then people were going, oh, so you didn't do well.
Yeah, exactly.
But she explained it wasn't her best because of the cold. That was a very logical explanation, but you just straight up didn't do a good job, and you should take responsibility for it. Or let it go.
And just promote your new single and move on with your life.
Desperate, man. And then to think he actually now did another performance.
There, yeah.
Yes, to show you.
Jamie.
Did he do the same thing?
No, he
Baby's
why he
in
was
Love.
doing in Ellen Shea, wasn't it?
Okay, just let us know what you think, though. Do you believe Jamie's story about technical issues, or should he simply just take responsibility for that very horrible performance? Hit us up on Twitter at CoolTV. The blog is the handle. We're also on Facebook. CoolTV. The blog is the page. And when you drop your comments, hashtag Okay, you're welcome back to the blog on Cool TV, and we're going to go right into our third story, which is quite a deep one, very deep one.
I can't sing because I don't know
No,
how
now
deep.
give us like a ballad. Like
Something
deep,
that, you know,
don't worry,
is deep.
Yeah, very slow.
Very soulful.
You're in chains. I'm in chains too. I wear uniforms and you wear uniforms too. I'm a prisoner. You're a prisoner too, Mr. Jailer.
What a tribute to Asha. Wow. Should be so proud.
But it actually sounded nice, though.
I thought I was actually, I mean, I loved it.
I thought, it came from deep within.
Okay.
I've been played for far too long. Togolese footballer Emmanuel Adebayor has finally spoken out on accusations of neglect by his family. So apparently his family granted interviews to media houses detailing his very strange relationship with them, including his mom and siblings. The Tottenham striker posted on his Facebook a long message, and he listed many wrongs that his family had done to him, despite the fact that he had supported them with huge sums of money. Okay, now get into this. An example of an incident he recounted goes this way. A couple years ago, I bought a house in East Legon in Ghana for about $1.2 million. I found it normal to let my older sister, Yabo Adebayor, stay in that house. I also allowed my half-brother, Daniel, to stay in the same house. A few months later, I was on vacation and decided to go back to the house. To my surprise, I saw many cars in the driveway. In fact, my sister decided to rent out the house without my knowledge. She also kicked Daniel out of the house. Note that the house had about 15 rooms. And when I called her and asked her for an explanation, she took about 30 minutes to abuse and insult me over the phone. I called my mother to explain the situation, and she did the same as my sister. This same sister says I'm ungrateful. Ask her about the cars she's driving or anything she's selling today. Wow. So he went further to reveal ill treatments and even shared his attempt at resolving the issue by calling a family meeting, all to no avail. Now, concluding the post, he said that the reason for writing his experience was not to expose his family members, but for other African families to learn from it. Meanwhile, Nigerian musician Peter Okoye, one half of P-Square, weighed in on the matter by expressing his support and praising Adebayor for speaking out. Now the question is this. Are there times when it is justified to air your family dirty linens in public?
I almost want to say there is never a time that is justified to do that, but for his mom and his sister to actually grant an interview that will tarnish his image, then I believe his story. That shows his rights. I can't imagine my mom, even if I tried to kill her once, ever coming out to grant an interview. I'm just saying, for you to want to do that as a mother, that most African mothers want to shield their children. Even when they call you thieves, you see them praising the child. But for you to come out and actually say, oh, he's this and that, then I believe his story. Then again, I do have to say, African families are used to taking advantage of their children, especially when their children are doing well in some other country. They feel like you owe them every single penny.
And they feel like you're earning the world.
Yeah, so... Nah, you guys need to stop that. He has his own life to live. He's going to get married or something. And I don't see the reason he should be the one fending for the whole family. He can do his bits. I mean, he has siblings, Daniel and what's the name? Yabo. What's the name? Yeah.
I think that, many things you said there. One is that owing or entitlement mentality, whereby they feel that as long as you are successful, you need to, provide for the entire family. Maybe that should have been another additional question, that should it be expected of you if you're successful to provide for your entire family? Because remember, it's not just your immediate family members. Even the extended ones will come as well.
Cousins and aunts.
They won't even ask you. That's the thing. They expect
you to do it.
So they come, uncle, and my school fees is, it puts pressure on you. Yes. That's why a lot of people get into all manner of things just to be able to come home, during Christmas and buy and just spend like that. And like Titi said, if his mom and his sister came out to speak, then I think it must have pained him. He had to just come out and defend himself.
Exactly, because he's a public figure, and then people will now start looking at him like, but this guy, see all the money you're earning, why can't you look after your family?
Yeah.
What kind of family is this? Like, this is the... Well, the funny thing, we might say that because, we have these close bonds with our siblings. But people out there are really sick. I think majority or a huge sum of people actually are like that family.
Yes.
Like, why would you, okay, first of all, the mom, the sister, like, why would you all even go that far? But that said, I still wouldn't have put anything out. I think you should have just stayed away. But that's my opinion. You should have just stayed away. No, makes it worse. That makes it more messy.
There's some things that hurt you. And the one I'm even scared for now is his life. Because, when you're from this kind of family, there are no limits. They can do anything. And particularly when money is involved, it's almost a blessing and a curse. Do you understand?
Yeah. That's why some people just don't talk to their families anymore after they make money. And then people will say, oh, you've changed. But not knowing that, look, the family actually drove you away. And to conserve your own sanity, you needed to hide. I read his Facebook post, and there was a point where he said even when he had his daughter and he called his mother, to let her know the good news, the woman hung up on him or something funny like that.
Or when his brother died, they were playing with life and death.
He was trying to see his brother, and the mother was like, no, send us some amount of money. You don't need to come and see him yourself. Like,
but this is why I say don't dole out so much cash. Like, look for ways to teach them how to fish.
Yes.
I know you care about your family,
true.
But because the funny thing is when you get people in the habit of always taking from you, the minute you stop, you become the bad guy. Yeah. So what's the point? So the best thing, you could have set them up on some businesses, made sure things that
he also said he set them up on businesses.
He did.
Okay. Numerous businesses that always failed.
I think you cannot help
his limitation. He should have.
That's where it should have ended.
The thing is, I tell my mom this thing, that there are times that your love for your children might kill your children, or for the sibling, your love for your parents might kill either you or your parents. When you set them up in businesses, especially, and they embezzle everything, trust me, you have to wash your hands off. Yeah. If they can't learn that way, then too bad. You can't continue to give them everything you have just because you want to make them happy. No. For a man, he has his own family. He's going to have children, grandchildren, so he should spend everything on his parents that are going to die soon.
I remember a friend of mine, she and her husband were moving house, and then moving into the new house was taking a lot of time. And then I think the landlord upped the rent, so they had to make up some money to, up the rent. So they were staying with her parents for the meantime, and they were staying there for such a long time. One day her mother called her and said, look, I love you, and I'll do anything for you, but you need to leave my house. I'm giving you a week. sort yourself together and please leave my house. And she said that she wasn't even paying because that actually even, like, it lit up a fire under her behind. Okay, look, we need to hurry up and hustle and get our stuff together and actually move into our new house. So sometimes when you give your children tough love, it's painful, but you need to do it to help them.
But isn't it disgraceful that it's not parents now? It's parents that you need to give tough love. Do you understand? Like what Titi said, it's almost unimaginable. Your mother. Do you understand? I almost want to ask him to do a DNA test and see if she's actually his mother. Why would she be fighting with her son like this?
Money can change.
There are loads of mothers like that.
But that said, I do believe that as a child, you should give something to your parents.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
I definitely believe that. I wouldn't say spoil them and make yourself inconvenienced while you're helping them. But definitely be there for them.
So do you think he should still keep in contact with his family or he should just excommunicate them?
I think
this is difficult. I would say excommunicate from that family.
For a while.
Yeah, because there are families that when you're in, there are so many children that do drugs. See Lindsay Lohan, I mean, she became the breadwinner at a point in her family, and everyone is attacking her.
Just using her at that point in time.
She should have cut them off. It's painful, but for your sanity, sometimes you have to cut these people off. Then you can think straight and know how to handle them. Then you come back into their lives.
I think I agree with that.
All right, let us know what you think, though. Are there times when it is justified to air your family dirty linens in public? Or also, do you think if you're really successful, are your family members entitled to a piece of the cake, like every day of their lives? Hit us up on Twitter at CoolTVTheBlog is the handle. We're also on Facebook. CoolTVTheBlog is the page. And drop your comments and use the hashtag
Love to Blog. Your own is becoming too much.
Yeah, she's trying to spoil her song. Actually, she's trying to spoil,
the hard work.
Yeah, like
it's not my fault. We've been talking about Jamie Foxx how many days now? It's getting to me.
So it's inspired.
Like, you've taken it to another level.
I think it was best when we're not joining in the same.
It's like they push people out of bands. Wow.
Wow, Beyonce.
I'll go start my own band. Okay, real peace.
You want to start your band without us? It's fine. You know you need us. But we don't need you. We can stand without one.
Hey, Ayo, you're joining them, I think.
Hello.
2.5.
Ayo, follow me.
She's confused.
I'm a bit confused. I'm in the middle. Don't let me make a decision right now.
What do they call them? Oh, God, I've forgotten.
So what if somebody does want to sign Titi? Like Joko? You know Nigeria, sometimes there can be
If
some tone deaf
Poco
individual.
can sing, trust me, I can sing.
Backing dancer.
for
I'm
days.
okay for that one.
I'll get you in. I mean, Poco is singing and she sounds
dance.
worse than I do.
You
You can dance. So that's that.
She can do Atilogu.
You know how I sing? What do you say to the
That's why she'll be your dancer, not your backup singer.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the real
Peace.
Dong.
Can I sing now?
Oh yeah, so welcome back to the. Why am I saying welcome back to the blog?
Welcome back.
Okay. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, she'll take it to that place.
Titi actually sang that for Sarah, our makeup artist who got married.
Yay! Her name is now Sarah Olaiya. Congratulations.
Congrats.
She went to the other side.
Anyway, so our real piece today, calling women derogatory names either when you're happy or when you're angry with them. I don't know how it's going to fit. Okay, using derogatory terms for women. Let's put it that way. Okay, so we know that in Lagos, when you're in a taxi and maybe a keke guy is struggling with a taxi, next thing they'll turn to the taxi and shout, "Oh, Bashawo!" What's that thing they always say? Bashawo. I don't understand that. Yeah.
I didn't know they did that.
Or maybe
they do that.
Yeah, or maybe a girl is successful and you're like, I no be that one. No be man, don't give him that one. Is it not man that is doing that? No be man, they shack him. Or you call her a prostitute. Yeah. Most times, you can't even be angry with a Nigerian guy without him calling you a prostitute. And it's really bad. It actually shows me your mentality. Because I've tried to gauge guys and the way they speak. There are guys that when they're angry with girls, they walk out. There are some that will be silent and won't speak. Then there are the group, the extremely shallow group that the next thing that will come to their head is about a guy giving you stuff, or is a guy that is behind your success and the rest of them. So we need to address that.
Yeah.
Don't you think there should be a way to sue people for emotional distress when they call you?
Or you just physically grab them.
Yeah. And women should become stronger. You don't just say, when someone calls you prostitute, it's okay. You're like, no, show them.
Okay, another part is, because that reaction part you're talking about, no, suing. How many people are you going to sue? Have we even finished all the problems? But another thing is, like, how about training our men to learn how to respect
To have
women?
manners.
To have manners, and for people not to condone it. Because sometimes when they say these words, it's the women themselves that encourage it. That's women who are, yes, tell our show.
They join them.
They
yeah.
join
Yeah,
themselves.
actually
How
do.
about raising the men?
Or even some women, some crass women, when they call them, they say, hey, yes, me, I bet I won't call you, you get work. Like, is that necessary?
But I think it also comes from a place of bitterness. If you really think about it, these are men that are probably looking at you driving your car and they're like, me, I'm here suffering. Even a policeman had the nerve. And shout out to Manny and the Angels who put them on blast. And y'all remember when we talked about it on the show?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing cool about it. I mean, this was a policeman actually calling me out of my name. You don't know me from nowhere. And that applies to all men in general who, when a woman pisses you off, the first thing that comes to your mind is using the P word, calling her a prostitute, or whatever language. It's so ignorant. And when you do that, you really have to think about your mother and your sister and maybe your unborn daughter. Like, would you want someone just randomly calling your mother that word?
And
So
also
unnecessary.
men out there, even women out there too, it's not every successful woman that had to lay on her back to make that money.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's imagine a woman self is laying on her back to make that money. You're laying on your back for free. Who are you to judge? Seriously, we need to chill on this. We need to learn to respect ourselves as women.
And you know, statistics actually prove that women are now doing better in their jobs than men. It's just that most times promotions don't come to women because they feel they're so emotional and stuff. Yeah. But women are more dedicated. In fact, there's a place I used to work that the guy was employing only female workers. And people thought he was a prostitute, but he was far from it. He just felt women were more dedicated. They always wanted to do the right thing.
Because when a woman sets her mind to a particular task, regardless of whatever challenges she faces, she will make it happen.
That's very true. But how about, now reversing it? Some people say that in order to like fully hold something, you own it. So do you think it's fine for people to call themselves, girl, my share, just so
women do the B word.
Do it.
What's up, my
B? They say, what's up, my B? They say all these things because they're saying, we want to own it, so that people will not use it against us. And that's probably why the person who says, yes, I'm a share, how about you? Some people think that, so if I see Titi now, prostitutes, gay away, Joya. You understand? As a joke, do you think it's fine?
And that reminds me of the blacks, especially the black men.
The N-word.
Use the N-word on themselves and they don't want the white people to use it. I don't think, especially when you stand against that stuff. We know that the N-word was used as a, what will I call it now? As a way to identify the slaves and the freeborns.
To make them feel down.
Yeah, down. So you don't call
down.
yourself that way. I believe in the words of the mouth and how you address yourself. You shouldn't call yourself, sell yourself short. You have to call what be not as though it's were. If you're not great, say you're great. Don't begin to profess rubbish into your life. And speaking of that whole women joining in, I remember a certain time I was in the market and this lady was passing. She wore something short, but not extremely short. And people were really shouting. And then one woman behind her was going, why are you even dressed like this? Now, what for you, prostitute, this one? Do you know, I actually stopped in the market because I don't hear things like that. I stopped and I turned to her. I said, look at you. That instead of you to speak against what they're doing, you're talking to a woman like, I said, do you see the problem? Do you know they are shouting because of women like you that have given them the guts?
Yes.
The women need to stand together. Don't be forming, she's a prostitute, I'm different from her. No, because you're a woman, as they're insulting her, you are the same thing.
And meanwhile, a lot of them are actually hypocrites. Like, the stuff in your closet that we're not saying is way worse than whatever that woman is doing that we're saying.
Or things you're thinking in your mind and doesn't make you different because no one can see it.
Truth.
Okay, let us know what you think. What should be the punishment for using derogatory terms on women? And do you think our men should be trained better to stop using such words on women? Send your comments to Cool TV the blog. That is on Facebook, Twitter, Cool TV the blog, email blog@cooltv.cool. And remember to use the hashtag
Love to blog.
No, it's okay, Kel. Don't take it to that direction. Proceed.
Okay, so like she said, we're on Twitter at Cool TV. The blog is the handle. Facebook.com/Cool TV. The blog is the Facebook page. We also have an email address in case you want to send us pictures, videos, or stories to feature on the show. Blog@cooltv.cool is the address. And when you drop your comments, always, 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 always. I haven't said that in a while. Hashtag
love to love.
You see, I was quite
Gloria, why didn't you
decent
sing?
with it.
Well, I'm getting tired of this.
We
Alright,
can give
final
us
words.
another version.
Well, try to be creative. Don't do the same thing over and over, sing the same song over and over. Just switch things up sometimes in your life. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Anyways, I think I love what Titi said in terms of women sticking together. You need to stick together. No one will do it for us. And don't think that it's us against, you're us. So stick with us.
What us?
Yes.
And I
us.
say, no message would have been any better.
Hey.
If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change.
Man in the mirror, goodbye.
yes.
We'll see you tomorrow. 6 to 4 p.m. is the time. Bye.
No message
With the man in the mirror.
If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and